I'm a graduate of Lemoyne-Owen College. Oh yeah. No. I will not have you all address my institution, one of the greatest HBCUs like that. I am a graduate, 1992 graduate of Lemoyne-Owen College. Now give it up. We do a lot of wonderful things on the Brian Clay Chronicles. It's primarily a political show, and I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge my brother over there. One of the main reasons why the Brian Clay Chronicles exist. We've been buddies. When he was at Rhodes, I was at Lemoyne-Owen. He's one of my best friends. He's my brother. He was the one that encouraged me to start writing for the Tri-State, which inevitably turned into a television show. That's my brother, Bernie L. Smith, the CEO of the Tri-State Channel. We're going to jump right into it. We've got a wonderful cadre of guests. Miss Tammy Sawyer. How you doing, Miss Tammy? I think Miss Tammy may be a future state representative. What do you want, man? Let's say that one more time. I think Miss Sawyer might be a future state representative. What you think, Tammy? I hope so. My brother Michael Adrian Davis, my brother Michael Wilson, Terrence. Working with me is a young brother. Where's my man? Where's my brother at? From Memphis State, or University of Memphis. There he is. Introduce yourself, Doc.
Turn it on. Twin.
Hello? Alright, I'll just make it. Good evening, everybody. My name is Shahid. I'm going to be one of the audience moderators. I'm a senior marketing major at the University of Memphis.
I think I said you're the same show, man. But we're gonna jump right into it, and I'm going to start with you, Brother Gregory. It is such an honor to moderate this panel with you on it. I've grown up my entire life. I remember seeing you on Tony Brown's Journal years ago. Your book, Nigga, 1963. One of the reasons why he called it nigga, he told his mom, when you hear the word nigga, they mark in my book. So, but Dick Gregory, if you don't know, really revolutionized the way comedians were looked upon. He started out as just a regular old comedian, and then he was commissioned by Hugh Hefner to come and perform at the Chicago Playboys Club. There was some other white cat that was there that didn't show up or something like that, and Dick Gregory blew the house down, and he was really the catalyst for Brother Dr. Bill Cosby, who was going through a little something, but we still love him anyway. Who else was it? Nipsey Russell, was he a part of your group? Mm-hmm.
Black comics were not permitted to work white nightclubs. You could sing, you could dance, you could buck dance. See, one thing y'all underestimate this white man because y'all looking at the Klan who can't read or write. You're not looking at the intriguing ass that do the research.
Yes, sir.
Huh? The research. They show us Somalia when they became pirates. And if you stupid enough to believe that a country that don't have 5 rowboats can tie up the mightiest white navies in the world, you crazy. Huh? You crazy. You want to believe something because you're not doing nothing. Huh? You want to come back and talk that crap to your children? How you, as a black father, tell your 16-year-old son there's some nigger-hating white cops out there that will kill you? I think there's something wrong with me. Okay? I don't believe that you're gonna tell me a nigger-hating white cop would kill me. I don't hear what you mean, I hear what you say. Huh? And so they walk through life thinking something wrong with them. Huh? When you tell a black child you got to be twice as smart as a white person, that child thinks they stupid. Huh? I remember one time I called on one of my daughters, answered the phone. I said, tell your mother to come to the phone, I want to yell at her. And I heard her saying to the mother, why dad want to yell at you? Hmm? They don't hear all that stuff you talking. Huh? But you ain't never decided you want to go out there and tell that white racist cop, that's my son. Huh? Be careful. You're going to take the easy way out and tell him something. That don't mean a damn thing. And all you black men sit around, you're the only man on the planet, a black man, that look at your woman and say she a strong sister, but call your car beautiful. Now do you wonder why that white cop will shoot your mama, your daddy, you in the back of the head 40 times, but you as black men ain't never had another black man tell you that white racist cop took his nightstick and hit my car. Huh? They know how you feel about your brother. But white folks have already told me that only this white woman can be beautiful. And I see something when I look at you that came from the real God. Come on now. But I can't call it beautiful, so I say strong. Huh? It's a game. And then y'all run around talking about how bad you are. You know, how you gonna do it? You're gonna do a damn thing. Them white cops come here tonight and say, oh, you niggas get out, we'll kill you all. I know they're gonna have to kill me. Now most of you niggas are saying, who's gonna leave here? And one thing you got to understand, we was here before white folks. We was here before white folks. Billions of years. So how you gonna pick up a book and read something and not realize that was mine? They just changed it and put a science behind it. Yeah. Huh? If I'm here, God made. Right. None of it. You mean the sun, the moon, the oceans? No. And so once we understand this, that the niggas out there playing ball and all that's slavery all over again. I look at football out there, I see the nigga with the ball, which ain't nothing but cotton. And the white boy sitting on the bench trying to act intelligent with a clipboard. Somewhere. You understand? Now go and look at the richest people in the world. They children don't play sports, because sports is a violation. Well, you see the games? I watched the games. One Sunday, I saw a nigga get hit so hard, I was shaking in my living room. Was y'all happy? Yeah. And he walked off the field, and you see him sitting on the edge with his leg in some ice. Y'all ever seen that?
Yeah, all the time.
Wait a minute now. Ladies, I don't know how to explain this to you. It's something about your testicles and ice being on them. Ain't pleasant. They sitting there wanting to get back in the game. So you look at this violence. Huh? Oh, sitting there. His left eye gone, ears missing, kneecap gone. And then on Monday, you pick up the white paper and said, John, and he lists 25 things that's happening, but we sure he'll be ready for next week's game. Because they give them drugs. And then when they bust them, they say they drug addicts. Huh? But you don't feel none of that. Some of them go through college, they can't read, they can't write. But all they got them out there is being gladiators, and you promote it. Huh? You in entertainment. But nobody want to talk about Muhammad Ali. Huh? Muhammad Ali. Huh? They didn't like him, but he told them white folks, stop. We're going to talk about the honorable. And he did it. NBC and ABC never thought they'd see the day that let a black man stop everything and talk about it. And that's a hell of a thing, because Joe Louis was the first black person they let fight since Jack Johnson. Huh? Most folks don't know that. And they gave him, Joe Louis, instructions. Said, at the end of the fight, you can't throw your hands up in the air, and you can't dissect the fight. All you can do is just say, every time you heard him, he said, Mama, Mama, I just thank God I won again. That's all he said. Huh? That's all he said. And you go to a movie and see King Kong and don't know that's a movie of Jack Johnson with the white women. That's what that movie's about. New York City? What a gorilla doing in New York City? Ain't no bananas. And Lord knows there ain't no trees. Why start there? Madison Square Garden is the boxing capital of the world, and y'all don't even see that. And he up there, on top of the Empire State Building. I said, boy, if I could just rewrite that again, I'd have him slap her and drop her. So you have to be careful, and you almost can't, because you're more ignorant than they are. You take all kinds of stuff. Huh? You let you go to war and do all that crazy stuff, and then the real people, huh? Y'all want to fill up this room more than this field not? Get your entertainment. They'll be wrapped around this block. But that doesn't bother you. So again, I just say to those of you that put this together, one of the strongest forces we have now is these type of, where you come and then put pieces together. Y'all need to stop talking about the church. Nigga, you don't know nothing about no church. The DuPont, you don't see them around no crosses. Ain't nobody got no crosses on but poor, ignorant white folk. Huh? And black folk. Now y'all talk all your crap you want to talk. You don't even know you're not supposed to pray to the real God more than one time. If I ask this brother, I need to get $20 from you till I get back. He said, yes. I don't have to ask him again. Once you say a prayer to the real God, then you in a prayer of thanksgiving. You know you won't get it.
Amen. Amen.
So again, I just say to you ladies that put this together, this event will take off all over the world. Don't wait on the men. The niggas ain't gonna do nothing. You can be in church with your children, and them niggas can be hollering and making, no, he don't say nothing. Let them niggas try to holler on Super Bowl Sunday, where he can't hear the game. So again, I say to you, you have the power. A black woman in America is the only woman on the planet that can take a butter knife and cut your tire to the rim. Practice every morning. And all she asked you niggas who was Melvin.
I must say that that's profound. But like everything you said was profound. And again, we appreciate you being here. We appreciate your words. We're going to roll on, and I want to go to my brother, Dr. Karanja Janaku. You have been one of the preeminent writers in Memphis for quite some time. You were, for those that don't know, Dr. Janaku originally, well, he's written all over the United States, but he here in Memphis, he wrote for Commercial Appeal. He did the political columns and things of that nature. And then he took a risk and he became the senior editor at the Tri-State Defender at the same time Brother Burnell Smith was taking over. So I asked you this question because you speak from a place of a lot of experience when it comes to the political ramifications and the things that are happening here in Memphis. Recently, we had an election. Jim Strickland was elected mayor. And on his platform, he said that the most important thing, who remembers this? The most important thing was crime and urban blight. The last time I checked, Ms. Lee, it's been what, 91 murders in 100 days? As a writer, as a journalist, as a person that has lived through that same time when we saw the Angela Davis and those things to the election of President Obama, what is your opinion and what do you have to tell this audience about politics in Memphis specifically and politics in the African American community as we go forth in the 21st century?
I think the main thing that I would tell anybody, the lesson that I learned a long time ago, is that we're just on the wrong trip about what we think politics do.
Okay.
There was a time when the big effort here was we could just get an African-American mayor. If we could just get an African-American on the school board.
Right.
And it was as if we thought that we could get to City Hall and somewhere on the third row there was a drawer, and we would open the drawer and that would be all the answers to the problem.
Right.
So that's what I learned, that we were just off on what it is that we're expecting from politics.
Right.
Okay? So, but I think the real key is back over here with what Brother Gregory was saying, and he said that we have to those three things, and we just had an ongoing series of seminars, we would finally get to where we need to get. I don't want to go on and on here, but when you go back to this documentary that we just saw.
Yes, sir.
If you don't put the pieces together, you could come away feeling, good, but you don't have an answer here. They tell you in the beginning that it is a point of view from Swedish people, and that it was only part of the Black history movement, or the Black Power movement, rather. Okay. And then they give you a little piece of Malcolm, they give you a little piece of Dr. King, they give you a little piece of Stokely Carmichael, and you can leave here and you don't really have anything, And so I think that the key for us is that we've got to get ourselves into a situation where we can actually put pieces together and begin to analyze things. That's the biggest thing that I see. There's no real analysis of what our situation is. And just studying history does not provide analysis.
No, it doesn't provide analysis. Thank you. Dr. Janaku, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go to Tammy Sawyer, then we'll go to Michael Adrian Davis, and then my brother Terrence Wilson.
Let me just say this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Take your time.
Once you understand who you are, there was a huge fire in Canada. Did y'all follow that a couple of weeks ago? They said they ain't never seen nothing like it in their life.
Right.
40,000 people had to leave one day.
Hamilton.
So they called me, because they said, you got all the answers I have. And I said, I've been trying to tell these ignorant white folks in America, the reason y'all can't get away from a fire, you want to run back and get that damn dog. Look at them folks from Canada. They ain't get no dog. The dog was in the house trying to get out. They left that damn dog. But when you stop and think about what they telling us here, the black person, you want to do a history, they have it. They have it. Okay? In this election is coming, there won't be no election. And y'all so ignorant you can't see that.
Yeah.
Trump ain't nothing but a fool, ain't never had no money.
No.
And all them casinos he's opened up, that's mob money and the CIA drug money. And y'all don't see that? And you gonna tell me about crime in the black community? Hanging below their belt. You ain't gonna pick on nothing but somebody who ain't gonna pick on you back. That's what it is.
Right.
You ain't gonna say nothing about white folks. Now I know it's some white folks in the room, and just let me say that I will be saying some things about white folks, but I won't be talking about you. We always believe white ain't a color, it's an attitude. And if you don't have trillions of dollars in the bank, you can't have the attitude.
No, you can't.
So you white folks sitting here think you got some power. Tomorrow, call Wall Street
And see what happens.
and see if you can make the stock go up or come down. You can't.
Right.
You're just wasting your time. So somewhere, when you stop and think about here,
Yes, sir.
how many of y'all in this room know that Roots, Alex Haley ain't never wrote that? How many of y'all know that? Okay? Kent Takuda was written by a white boy out of his book, The African. Okay? Harry Colander. And if you want to check it, but you don't have to believe what niggas say. Google the trial in upstate New York, where a white judge said to Alex and that white boy, said, you bring a check in here tomorrow for $650,000 and admit in my court that you stole. And he did. And y'all sitting here thinking y'all know you know how to cook chili, you know how to cook sweet potato pie, but something that's gonna liberate you, you don't know what to do with it.
Right.
Huh? To do with it at all. Oh, we talk about the movie Barbershop. You niggas go see Barbershop, and this and that thug punk, Cedric, said King wasn't nothing but a whore, and Rosa Parks didn't do nothing. She's just too tired to move her big fat black ass.
Yeah.
That's when you know a white boy wrote that stuff.
That's right.
But that don't mean nothing to you as long as it's entertainment. As long as it's entertainment.
This is true.
It's okay. And so when you sit and stop and think about, you know, what this is about. When they killed Alex Haley, when they killed him, did y'all read where he had to auction off his farm to pay his bills?
Sure did.
That's one of the few books and stuff that made over $1 billion raw. Don't have to be true at all. And so when you stop and think about who, and I say this black press,
That's right.
because the minute the stuff happened in South Carolina,
That's right.
that's the first person I called, the black press.
Right.
I said, what time did y'all get the information? He So we didn't get it till 11 o'clock. Wait a minute, you mean the white press had it? And y'all don't have a system with them? He said the white press didn't get it till 11 o'clock. Right. I said, well, my research people in Paris tell me that the military was running exercises.
Right.
Huh?
At 8:30 or 9.
Okay? The wife called the police at 9:15.
9:15.
FBI got there at 9:20. The white police there didn't get there till 11:45. And y'all buy into that? This little ignorant white boy that never finished
Junior high.
never finished grade school. Huh? But he gonna drive 200 miles, find a black church where he can kill some niggas out of all them churches he passed. And then one thing y'all need to do this week is realize that any of y'all ever been in a black church, the first thing you better not do is get next to the black preacher. They'll wear you out. How that white boy end up sitting next to it? Huh? How he end up sitting next to it? And we just let them tell us this and tell us that and tell us this. So somewhere, when you stop and think about it, Juneteenth was invented at that church.
Right.
It starts June the 15th, 16th, 17th. How that cracker know that if I do it on the 17th, that's the last day of the festivities? And so somewhere, when you leave here, you know, think about what you're looking at. Think about what they're telling you. You know, ain't nobody fool enough to say the stuff that Trump says.
No.
But some old ignorant white boy that has the government backing him, he ain't got no money. You look at him, he look like a thug and a hoodlum. But because the white folks say, hey, stop telling white folks you don't know. They ask me, yeah, I know everything, man. I know everything. And so again, I just say thank you to the black press.
That's right.
To black writers.
That's right.
Yeah? And I feel so sorry for you black women, because we don't know who you are, because this cracker ain't told you well.
That's right.
And the word cracker ain't no racial slur.
No.
I said, well, I was a slave, she was a slave, neither one of them didn't have no job. So what I'm gonna pay her with? You hear me? It's the benefit of white boys, so y'all need to sit them whorehouses in front of the First National Bank. He said, what do you mean by that? I said, I went to a white college, and a black whorehouse was 30 miles from the college, but couldn't nobody go there but white folks. I couldn't go, okay? And so when you stop, think about it. So what did they do? You bring the Memphis, the world mayors here, from all over the world. They're gonna be looking for some booty. And so the whole house is 40 miles outside of Memphis, so can't no white folks see them. So when the brother who takes them there honks the horn, that's where the word honky come from. Honk, 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 honk. Now, you think about what other thing do it fit but that, but they got you running around believing all the crazy stuff. Right. And so all the way, but that's what it's about. Right. So some kind of way when you know that, redneck cracker, that's from a sunstroke. Right. Sitting out there working the flood. My oldest brother who's dead now, sitting next to one of them white boys and saw him die, and that nigga thought it was the cheese. So he stopped eating cheese. And so again, I just want to say to the black press, again, thank you, and the work that you all do. Women, don't wait to be thanked by black or white. They know who you are.
They know who you are.
And you just keep doing what you're doing, because your time is going to come.
That's right.
Again, I just say this. Thank you.
Big Gregory, ladies and gentlemen. And I think it's a perfect segue to go to our millennial. Tammy Sawyer, for those that don't know, she has been one of the most vocal individuals in the city of Memphis. Young sister in the Black Lives Movement, the Black Lives Matter movement here. And I just said that she's now seeking office in District 90, I believe, for state representative. And she'll be a guest on the Brian Clint. So. But Tammy, let me ask you a question. Brother Gregory and Brother Joniku said a lot of poignant things. The women that have preceded you, the Angela Davises, the Elaine Browns, people of that ilk. What do you see your role, not only as a candidate, let's forget about that, but as an African-American woman that is conscious, what do you see your role in the political process in the 21st century?
Hello. Oh, okay. So mine works. That's a great question. When you look at some of the women that we saw on screen, and then you look at a lot of the female leaders here in the city, some of the things that Dr. Joniku mentioned and that Dr. Gregory mentioned, we're facing a lack of support of Black women in politics. We listen to the rumors, we listen to what the news is saying to us, and we so quickly turn our backs on Black women who are giving their all to fight for our rights in politics every day. What I see as my role and what has been my role as a community organizer and now as a candidate is to continue to use my voice to raise awareness against injustice.
How do you influence the millennial community? Because that's a big deal as well.
Social media. I use a lot of social media posting,
Right.
Writing, blogging, videoing, talking, just continuously communicating. It's hard, as we say, to stay woke. It's a constant battle to keep our eyes open, but with a constant onslaught on the Black community, none of us, no matter what our level of privilege is, can afford to go back to sleep these days. And whether I'm a Black woman or you're a Black man, we all have to keep our eyes open and we all have to raise our voices and speak out against these injustices.
Tammy Sawyer, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Adrian Davis. Let's give it up for Michael Adrian Davis. Brother Gregory said something that was just awesome. Matter of fact, Burnell Smith and I, last year, we were with Dr. Benjamin Chavis, and we actually talked about the importance of, you remember that conference, Dr. Joniku, the importance of Black media. I'm Black media, you're Black media. You have had a profound, dynamic impact on the African-American community. Brother Gregory, what this man would do behind a microphone at 95.7, I mean, he can pray, he can make you laugh, and he gave you encouragement in ways that I have never wonderfully on the radio for years. When you hear Dr. Joniku, the fabulous Dick Gregory, the wonderful Tammy Sawyer, who represents the 21st century and who is telling those stories in her own way, tell us, what is the role, getting into what Dr. Gregory said, what is the role of Black media now with and I think you would have a profound opinion because, not to share your story, but this brother was kind of done a little dirty, you know. I'm not going to go all into it. but you were a victim of the corporate nonsense that exists now today. In your own way, Brother Davis, without going into the long soliloquy, tell us what the role of black media is now, and what should we do? What should Dr. Joniku do? What should Brian Clay do? What should Bill Smith do when it comes to telling our story to our people?
Thank you so much. I think a couple of things. One is that we have to not be hypocritical, that we can't glorify black or white people who degrade or hinder our growth as a people. And what I mean by that is, you take celebrities, as he said, that Beyonce, for example, that says songs and things that degrade women and just the situation, and then we lift them up. And folk love Beyonce, or just, you take anybody that talks black positivity, but do things that are negative to our community. As the black media, we have to cry out and say something about double standard. Secondly, I want to say that for definitely all the Christians, anybody that's a Christian and go to church, would just raise your hand? Just go to church. Yeah, all right. Put your hands down. You know, I think it was Marcus Garvey said, if you organize a little, you get a little done. If you organize a lot, you get a lot done. If you don't organize at all, you get nothing done. All right, so black people, we should be the most organized people in the history of the planet.
Amen.
We meet twice a week.
3 times as Church of God in Christ.
All right, stay with me. I got a little time. But we meet twice a week minimum, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all that energy goes up to the sky. Now, whatever that is what it is. I ask the people at my church, can we give Jesus the morning? And can we come back in the afternoon? Right. And figure out how we're going to turn that Krispy Kreme on Winchester that closed down into a business?
Amen.
Without messing with anybody's theology, without messing with anybody's denomination or how they feel about it. But I'm talking about we meeting every week. My God. And we walk out of that room with no plan, with no organization, with nothing that furthers your life. You could, now just take a moment though, just think. And so what I did, because I try to be the change I seek, I asked the folk at the direction, and then we just took them in. They came to my house on Thursday. Okay. Since, we don't want to mess up y'all program, but can we come to my, because as men, we got to figure this thing out. But as he said, I'm going to stop on this one, 2 things. We talk about both sides of our necks. Why black folk can't work together? Why we can't come together? But then on this side, we say it takes a village to raise a child, right? So which one is it? Is it the village, or is it we can't work together? Right. So you look at 1710 in Virginia at meritorious manumission. Something that enlarged his master. Number 3, if he saved the white person's property. Y'all saw in Django, Samuel Jackson beat the man down there with the fire. Our house on fire, right? All right. And the 4th one is the killer, is the kicker. Is if you snitched on another black person, you could receive your freedom. Slavery was hard, bro.
Yeah, it was really.
So if you now, of course, they didn't think it through, because if you got free from his plantation, 3 steps down, you just go be 12 years a slave, right? Anyway, but I'm saying to you, that's why, and it's only been duplicated again in 1950 in the war camps, right? But meritorious manumission is what really started it for us. And now you got folks, like you said, if you're at work, she's still in toilet tissue, Mr. Johnson. Now that's not my toilet tissue, but I think I could get some type of recognition or something by snitching on her. And that's the mentality that we still live in, and that's why we, are slow to prosper. But it's gonna happen, y'all. We're in the Aquarian age, and it's time for females to step up. I want to say to y'all that listen, if you look at science, X comes before Y, and a woman is 2 big old X's, and a man is an X and a Y. You take 2/3 from the Y, and something else happens. Males are the only one who have anatomy that we don't use, our breast. Research, God bless America. Thank y'all so very much.
You know what, let me just say,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to hear this. Can y'all imagine if y'all was Jews in Germany tonight, talking about what you're going to do? You don't know what Hitler got planned for you. Well, you can't change nothing around when you don't know it. Huh? You stupid enough to believe that a baby came out your belly will get a gun and get some other thug niggas and run down the street and shoot another nigga? And you buy that? It's organ stealing. Black men's organs sell for 1,000 times more than black women. Okay? That's what it's about. And y'all let them tell you that. Oh, I left my glasses at the, here, do me a favor. Yes, sir. I want you to hear this.
You want to read this?
Yeah. What paper is that out of?
This is Boing, Going, Boing.
That's Britain.
Okay.
Okay, now listen to this real good.
Corey Doctorow. Is that the brother that wrote it?
Yeah.
Okay. For 50 years, residents of the French village.
This is 50 years ago. What's the date on that?
Let's see, where is it?
We'll skip it with it.
Okay, yeah, let's skip it.
50 years ago.
You know,
CIA.
The CIA, yeah, the French village of Point Saint. Okay.
Went to a village outside of Paris.
Right.
And took some
LSD.
And dumped it in the wheat they was making the bread with, and they started, go ahead.
Okay.
They thought they was airplanes.
The murder of Frank Olson, CIA's secret Cold War experience.
Now,
And
they spread it every night.
An 11-year.
Okay. You're so stupid, you believe that came out your belly and that's doing it. They did this 50 years ago to white folks. Where do you think the scientists are now? Huh? Where do you think the scientists are now?
Well, you know what, Mr. Gregory, Dr. Gregory, you're right on target. Many of you all may know about Dr. Gregory's activism in the Civil Rights Museum and being a national critic. But one of the things that Dr. Gregory is really famous for is his recent work on health. And matter of fact, the story he told you about, you know, he was talking about his daughter, you know, said, you want to yell at, I encourage you all to go to YouTube and look and listen to that particular soliloquy that Dick Gregory was talking about, because he was talking about health. And I know you're telling the truth, because I don't mind sharing with you, I do suffer, Mr. Gregory, I suffer from end-stage renal failure. Now, when I was I graduated from Lemoyne-Owen 92, Valeria will tell you, my brother A.C. Curry. I ran track, you know, I was a pretty healthy cat, Myra, you know what I'm saying? I had no idea what dialysis clinics were.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, in my last year of law school, you know, I'm starting to have all these crazy problems. Mm-hmm. Fast forward to today, you know, I gotta sit on the dialysis machine 3 hours a day. I mean, 4 hours a day, 3 days a week, you know, but God is good, you know, and we still, you know, I still do what I do. But I say all that to say, what you're saying is damn right. How does Thaddeus Matthew say it? Them damn ramen noodles, you know, some of the food that we eat and consume, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, you know what I'm saying, Myron? You know, what else? Yes, say it again, brother.
Genetically modified organisms.
Say it one more time.
Genetically modified organisms.
Genetically modified organisms, and that's what it is. So in the midst of trying to maintain what we're supposed to do politically, and in the midst of us doing what we're supposed to do as responsible journalists, and in the midst of holding up sisters like Tammy Sawyer, who's out here as a millennial and running for office, and supporting brothers like Terrence, and supporting ministries like the Reverend Earl Fisher, and reading the blogs. He's so angry is that if you try to go to Whole Foods, they want your firstborn child. They want your firstborn child. For a loaf of bread, they want your firstborn child. Yeah. So you got to go take yourself over to Cash Savers or Kroger and get that old nasty ass wheat bread that's nothing but dyed bread. It ain't real bread, and you're putting it in your kid's body, and you want to know like why little Ray can't learn in school. But anyway, I digress.
No, what you're saying, back up a minute.
Yes, sir.
Whole Foods is owned. Huh? It's owned by what's the white boy that ran for president last year?
Mitt Romney.
Me.
Romney. It's owned by Romney. Huh? Now watch this. Here's where you're missing when you miss out the big picture. If you got an old raggedy car that you getting 2 miles to the gallon,
Right.
and then you take it to his shop and he put a new engine in it, you don't need that. When you eat organic food, you don't need 12 potatoes. 2 of them
We'll do. You fine.
will do it. Huh? You damn right it's high, because you haven't changed your whole research piece. Okay? And so when you stop and think about what they telling us and what we looking at,
Yes, sir. I'll read it again.
I want you to hear this. Now wait, hold it. I want you to hear this.
Now, this is Daily Mail. This is out of London.
That's out of London.
Right.
This is why this is important. Wait, hold.
Yes, sir.
The thing that happened in South Carolina at the church, huh? It didn't happen.
Say that again.
It didn't happen. Okay? You heard what I just said?
It didn't happen.
Did you hear it?
Okay.
Not one newspaper. I'm the one got the word out around the world.
Okay.
Huh? And let me tell you why.
Yes, sir.
When I called the black press down there, I said, wait a minute. The mother, the grandmother that said she told her grandchild, did y'all see the story? 6-year-old grandchild to play dead. Did you know that? She was killed. So who told the world that story? The 6-year-old? See, that's what you got to do when you're dealing with a criminal. Okay? You got to check everything they saying.
Right.
Huh? You didn't see one bite. You hear nobody scream.
No.
You heard nobody cry. You saw no ambulance. And one day this week when you get home, Google Ferguson. You remember when he was coming out? The shop where this big stroller? Get a good look at him. He had on flip-flops and short pants. 15 minutes later, he laying out there dead with Nikes and long pants on. Okay? They put it in your face because they know you and white folks ain't gonna see nothing that they don't tell you. Okay? You ain't gonna see nothing. Now, listen to this now. It happened on the 17th of June.
June 19th, Reuters.
This check went out on the 19th. 2 days later, they sent to South Carolina the
29
victims'
yeah.
family $29 million.
Yeah, the name of the article is U.S. to fast track $29 million to help Charleston shooting victims.
None of y'all heard this.
No.
Huh?
The Justice
No,
Department.
hold it. The Justice Department is run by who?
Not us.
Who appoints it?
The president.
Okay, then he had to know it.
Yeah, he knew
Huh? So that it happened on the 17th. 2 days later, somebody done cut a check and sent the money. Y'all that stupid. What are they paying for? Huh? Now listen to what it says.
it. The Justice Department will fast track the sending of $29 million to South Carolina to help families of victims of the mass murder of 9 churchgoers at the historic Black church.
Now here, this is what you dealing with in America. Huh? This is what you dealing with. Huh? And you know nothing about it. This is you start asking yourself, well, wait a minute. 2 days? How did he get a check that fast? The check was cut. Huh?
An unspecified portion of the money allocated under the government's National Crime Victims Assistance Formula Grant Program.
And not one paper in America got the story. Huh? And so we sitting here believing all this craziness, and then when you sit and look at it, you find out how they manipulating and how they playing games. Here, this is the Chicago Tribune. I want y'all to hear this.
Okay.
Huh?
And as soon as I read this, I'm gonna go to Brother Shaheed.
J. Edgar Hoover.
FBI used mob money against Dick Gregory. The late J. Edgar Hoover ordered the Chicago office of the FBI to develop measures to neutralize black
Now wait a
community.
minute. I got the telex before it got to the FBI. That's who we are. Huh? That's who we are. I had that telex before they got it. Huh? I released it to the press. Go ahead and say what they said.
In a confidential memorandum dated May 15, 1968, the director of the FBI told Marlon W. Johnson, then special agent in charge of the Chicago office, that Gregory had been quoted the previous month saying syndicate hoods are living all over. They are the filthiest snakes that exist on earth. Consider the use of this statement and developing a counterintelligence operation to alert La Casa Nostra, the Costa Nostra, yes, thank you, to Gregory's attack on LCN.
Now watch this here. I carried the stuff to the FBI. Okay? There is a God, huh, that put the whole planet together. Huh? The moon, the sun, the stars, rabbits, everything. And if that God can't protect me against some vicious, rotten snakes, then I'm praying to the wrong thing. I'm talking about the real God. The black church. Woman asked me, Mr. Gregory, can you tell me how to lose weight? You just follow a hole around. A what? A hole? Why? You ain't never seen a fat hole, have you? You ever seen a fat hole? I didn't say do what they do, I just said follow around and see what they do and say it's the whole game. And this is peace that the universe gave you here. Huh? Didn't need no Harvard, Yale. White boy and took the 7 wonders of the world, and ain't none of them nothing that God made. Huh?
That's awesome.
One of the wonders is not the moon, the stars, the sun. It's stuff that he could do. And we need to stop buying into that and see $29 million.
Ms. Gregory, we have a plethora of individuals that want to get involved in the discussion. Terrence Wilson, Reverend Earl Fisher, Ms. Lee, we're going to get to you real quick. But let me go out here to my brother right out here that I think has a couple of people that are ready to ask some questions.
Yes, sir. So for those in the audience who would like to ask a question, if I could ask you guys to actually come down here and form a line, the microphone attached to a wire, so I'm not able to carry it to you guys. So if any of you guys would like to ask a question, just go ahead and form a line right here, and we will proceed with the question.
This side.
And when we have those questions, let's make it brief. I know that we can be loquacious as a people, and I know we have a lot to say, but let's try to make it 2 minutes or less.
Yes, sir. This question is from Dr. D. Gregory. My name is Miles Brown, here from Memphis, Tennessee. Graduated from Owen College 2009.
Go Magicians. Go Magicians.
I just only have 2 questions. I'm going to make it really quick. Mr. Gregory, sir, I am very, very, kind of just like amazed at your keen health and how long you've been in this business for a very long time. I want to know, man, what are your health tips, sir, on how to stay keep your strength up, keep your...
Great question.
Keep your, like your health so keen. It's like it's so immaculate, and you're still able to just perform so well at all the events and at all the events of your activism, sir.
Great question. Thank you, brother.
Well, let me just say this to you. I don't know where I got it, but I sure didn't get it in my house.
Yes, sir.
With an ignorant woman that believed everything white folks been told her. And I had to leave just to walk down the street and think by myself. But at one time I made more money than Frank Sinatra. But I remember one thing. Wow. It was black folks that made me. Huh? When I was in that black nightclub, and you came and listened to me every night when I wasn't funny, and when you got through, you would push me all the way. Honor code together. If I didn't bring a woman into the nightclub, I'm not leaving with one. This ain't my hustle, this is my job. If I work at the steel mill, I ain't taking no woman to the steel mill.
No.
All this they tried, they can't get nothing on me. And I know what happened to Bill Cosby, because I raised a little punk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The same thing happened to him, happened to Tiger Woods. Huh? It is white supremacy. Here, Tiger Woods had to win 4 more to pass Jack Nicklaus, 5 to be the #1. And that's when they busted him.
They sure did.
Tiger Woods. And here's what they told him. When you took that 17-year-old girl to Sweden to see you play, that's the Van Act. You can get 20 years in jail.
Really?
So here's the deal we're gonna make with you. While everybody's watching you, you pull something out of your back and fall. And we all